Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a cute glamorous fall look and we're just going to jump right into the tutorial. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to go ahead and comb out my eyebrows. A lot of my makeup techniques have changed just because I've picked up a bunch of tips from people that I like to watch a lot. So I just take concealer and I go straight in under my brow and create a base for my eyeshadow. But it kind of needs to be a straight line because this is the outline for our brows. After I outline the brow, I go in with the concealer again and I just put that all over my lid. And in the past, I used a beauty blender to even out my base, but now I use the Morphe E27. It's one of my favorite blending brushes, but this is what I use to create a smooth base for my eyeshadow. Today, we're going to be using two eyeshadow palettes from Morphe. The first one, it's this really like mauve and purpley palette. I don't know any of the names of these palettes, of course. I'm a huge Morphe fan, so after a while I forget. So I made my mom buy me this one for my birthday this year, and then the other palette that I'm using is this palette that I got from one of my friends. And I'm just going to be using like 3 colors. It's super simple, super easy. Anybody can do it. So the first color I'm taking is going to be this rustic like wine brown. And I'm going to take that on a Morphe M139 brush. I'm just going to put that all in my crease. And I like to tap it in first before I blend it. Once that's down pretty well for the eyeshadow, I go ahead and I start blending out the edges. Next, I'm gonna dip into that smaller palette. I'm gonna use this really peachy neutral color, and I take that on a Morphe M506 brush, and I just soften out the edges of the eyeshadow. So I like to go back into that color that we used before just so the eyeshadow look pops a lot more. The next color that I'm going to use out of the smaller palette is this black right here. So I'm going to take that on a Morphe E17 brush. I'm just going to place that lower in my crease. And I'm just going to use that brush that I used with the... I'm just going to take that brush that I used with the rustic brown, dip right back into that color, and blend out the black. And I have noticed that this black is a little bit patchy, but it's alright. Okay, you guys, so literally I just build up my colors until I get the payout that I want. Now I'm just going to go in and cut my crease. The brush that I have doesn't have any markings on it because it was a part of one of my first sets that I got from Morphe. And I believe it's a part of the vegan collection, but they don't have any numberings on it. So it's just a really flat brush and I like it. And when I cut my crease, I try my hardest not to slide across just because it drags the color and I really hate it when that happens. Sometimes I am in a rush and I need to get things done, so it's understandable if you do that. I'm not going to judge. We're not here to judge. So I'm just going to go ahead and tap that in. Start creating my base along the edge here. I don't know why I always place my hand on my face to steady my hand from shaking, but I do that. So please don't judge me. Or if I make faces when I'm cutting my crease.
I look crazy.
After I get that base in there, I just kind of pat it in. That way it's not super wet when I go in and lay down the color. I never freak out too much about my eyes not looking even just because my eyes aren't symmetrical. Like this side has like more fat or something on it. I'm going to go into the smaller palette again. I'm just going to use this little pink glittery shade and I'm going to put that all on my lid. After I finish that, I go back into that same black color that I had and I smoke out the outer V. So I really tap that in because I want it to be super dark on the outside and I want to create this ombre effect. Okay, and now I'm going to take that same brush that I used for that brown color and I'm going to blend that in between the glitter and the black. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and do the other eye off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, now that we're done with the other eye, I already did my eyebrows. I'm going to go ahead and wet up my beauty blender with my MAC Fix Plus setting spray. And I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me Dewy Plus Smooth foundation. Ooh, this gets kind of crazy here. After that's all on, I currently use this camouflage stick that I got from the Dior counter. So this is one of the first like creamy concealers that I've ever used and I really like it a lot. It's not really heavy at all or anything like that. So I just go in and highlight my face. The way you highlight and contour is completely up to you. I know some people don't like the way I do it, Some people have their own preference, that's fine. It's all up to you. I feel like it's just based off of how you want your face to be shaped. However, I like go crazy. Okay, so for around my eyes, instead of using my beauty blender, I use the brush that I set my concealer with on my eyes to kind of blend out those harsh lines. And then once I contour and everything looks great. Okay, so next I'm gonna go ahead and set the the places. I'm gonna go ahead and set the places where I usually get oily, which is under my eye, like on my cheeks and stuff. My chin, my nose, my smile lines. And I usually, I use a lot of this because I'm a pretty oily girl. I set my forehead. And I also like to set my brows, just because they get kind of oily too. There's one more place I like to set, which is beneath my contour. Once I do that step, I like to go into my Cover Fix palette. I also got this as a gift from a friend. And I just take that brown and I go over those places that I didn't set with any powder. And then after that, I go in with the blush out of this palette. And instead of bringing it on my cheeks, I like to place it up higher, like right here. Then I just go back in and I clean up my contour. And then I'm going to contour my nose. I don't do anything too fancy. I just make the lines and then I create a bridge under here and then on top of this. And then I like to take a little bit of that blush and just put it on top of my nose. Alright. Now I'm going to go in and smoke out my lash line. I'm just going to use my baby mirror for this because I don't have my head bent down. Okay. Then I'm going to go in with that black and do the exact same thing but on top of this. Now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and put my lip color on. I know that's confusing because most people do that last, but I actually like to do this before I do my highlight. So I'm just using this purpley mauve color on top And then to top it off, I'm going to use this brown color that I got from Sephora. It's a part of their collection and it's the number 39. And I feel like this creates the perfect nude for me, so. After that's done, I go ahead and set my face. I love that stuff. Okay. I'm gonna let that dry really quick. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and coat my lashes while I'm waiting on the rest of that to dry. And I'm just using the Better Than Sex waterproof mascara from Too Faced. Okay, after I finish that step, I'm gonna go into my Anastasia Beverly Hills Sun Dips palette. I'm gonna take the color Tourmaline. Hey, it's this pink rose gold color out of the palette. And a tip that I learned with highlight is if you just go very, very, very lightly. I promise it will show up. It's gonna look great. It's gonna look beautiful if you try to pile it on.
You're gonna look disgusting. You're gonna look like a donut.
Nobody wants to do that. So let's take our time here. Let's go really lightly so this looks really cute and dewy. Okay guys, now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and pop on my lashes and we'll be done with this tutorial. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. I really like it, of course. Thank you guys so much for watching my tutorial. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, sticking around to the very end of the video. I'm going to try to be very consistent and post every single week. I don't have a set day yet, but the day that I post this, that's just the day I picked, I guess. And yeah, just like, comment, subscribe, you know, do all those cool things that all the other cool YouTubers tell you to do. Alright, that was weird.